Morning everybody, day 6, back on the road today. So first job, tea, got the water on, get some breakfast. I've started packing up, we'll get the rest of it done. And today we're going to do the Jaeren Scenic route up the coast towards Stavanger and then cut inland and go to Pulpit Rock. Yes, the Jaeren Scenic route is the first one of our routes from the website, from the tourist website. The one we did the other day was actually from the Lonely Planet. They suggested that Route 44. Just to put some context behind this is the National Tourist Vega website, and all 18 scenic national routes are listed on the left there. Although we're going to go and try and get to the Arctic Circle, that's our primary objective. Our secondary objective is to try and ride as many of these scenic routes as we can on the way there. And that takes us up to Borre and then cut inland. We've got to do a ferry crossing across one of the fjords, and that takes us to Preikestolen, which is a name that just doesn't go into my head. I can't remember it. It's a 5-kilometre round trip, I think, up to Pulpit Rock or Preikestolen. But the first job, of course, is to make a cup of tea, and then we can get sorted out and do the housework. Got to clean the tent. Makes it much nicer to put up tonight when everything's already clean. And then we can pack the tent up. The routine's pretty much sorted on this now, and we can get loaded. We're all packed up, we're done. It's about 8:45, day 6. We're going to take the Route 44, the Jaeren Scenic route. I'm going to take a slight detour to get there because I'm going to follow this river for about 5k, just because I can. Loop round and then go back. That was just the warm-up to get there. This is the actual beginning of the Jaeren Scenic route. You can see the sea is on our left and we've got farmland and plains on the right. Let's see what all this is about. It's a lot of farmland obviously, and there's some enormous greenhouses. I think they were growing tomatoes in those. The scenery got better the further along the route we got, and here we are on the coast. We've got the houses with the funny grass roofs. There's some on the left and some more there. The scenery definitely improved the further along we got. And just as we turned inland, we went past a group of school kids with their teachers out for a bike ride. What a great idea in this scenery. Good on them. Well, that's the end of the Jaeren Scenic route, and well, I wasn't sure. There's obviously a lot of big open plains and farmland. The road is maybe 1 kilometre inland from the sea, so you're not running right down the coast. I don't know, it wasn't quite what I was expecting. On a scale of 1 to 10, if 1 is a traffic jam on the German Autobahn in 30-degree heat, and 11 would be 20 degrees clear riding in the Yorkshire Dales, I would give the Jaeren route, I think, a 3 out of 10. We've had a quick check round Wilbur. There's a little bit of oil here, but I think that's just the residual that's coming out of the engine. Everything else seems okay. There's no oil on the back here, so I think we've sorted the oil leak. Next stop, Lysefjord, to get the ferry across the fjord and over to Pulpit Rock. I must say, I think the ferry journey down to Lysefjord was actually better scenery than the Jaeren Scenic route. But here we are approaching the ferry port, and of course we've been heading inland now, so we're getting into the fjords. And this ferry port has a pay booth, which turns out was quite unusual. We'll run down the hill and we'll have a look there. Our first proper view of an inland fjord. Look at that. That's the ferry just gone, so we've just missed it, but it'll be back. Next one is in 25 minutes, so that's okay. We can have a rest and a bit of a snack. And our first fjord crossing, and the other side of there is Preikestolen, which is where we're headed. So on we go into the belly of ferry number 4 on this journey, with many, many more to go. They're always quite efficient loading these. And a lovely view as we wander across the fjord here, over to Oanes. We'll pile off. There's a few motorhomes. It's a little bit busier, but we're heading up towards Bergen as well, which isn't surprising. There we are. There's Oanes. Let's get into those hills. It's only a short run from Oanes to Preikestolen, but it was very nice. Smooth tarmac, nice scenery, and we're climbing all the time up through these forested hills. It was lovely. We must be getting close now. There's pay parking. Yes, that's 250 crowns to park for the day. 25 quid. We are having a laugh. This is it, the end of the road and the main Preikestolen official car park, but it's pretty quiet today. That's great. Here we are, Preikestolen car park. I've had my picnic. I've got the gear on the bike because that's just what I need to do. I'm dressed more appropriately than I was for the hike yesterday up to the lighthouse, but this is a proper job. This is going to take 4 or 5 hours. It looks pretty steep, just the bit I can see. So right, I've got snacks and drinks in there, so let's go for it. There was a couple of motorbikes in the car park, well 3 actually, all modern touring ones, and they'd come up from Italy. A fair trek for them, but Wilbur's still the oldest. It goes up and up and up. 1 o'clock, let's find out what time we get there. It's a serious staircase, it's just like the Dales. I've only been going 5 minutes, that's base camp. We're already a fair way up. More stone steps. Well, this is pretty pleasant. We're at the top of the that plateau bit and just walking along, watching where we step, because these paths certainly are all rocky and stuff, but it's not busy. I've heard there's times here where you know, you've got to stop and let hordes of people through and go the other way, and you know, you end up with people jams. You know, today it's just I'm passing maybe a person every minute or so. Just perfect. It's not busy. The weather's right. Where is everybody? Not here, which is great. This gets more and more crazy. Look how steep that is. And it's all these rough boulder paths. I reckon we've done 1.5k, 2.5 to go. If you look right into that V there, you can see people walking down. So that's where the path goes. That's mad. This is like 60 degrees. It's well past 45. There's the path down there. That's the top of that V that we saw back there. Well, I've just come over the 1800 metre marker, and you come over the top of the fjord and there's something new on the other side. How about that? Oh, no heels, no flip-flops. Oh, who'd have thought that? I wonder why they put that sign at 1800 metres. It's a bit late to decide you got here and you've got the wrong stilettos on. There's people up there are on all fours going up the steps. Just mad. You can see here the cliff actually goes inwards, so you're sat out over the edge. Got that thing there. This is the view along Lysefjord, and Preikestolen sits at the end of the fjord. Well, I'm here. I was just about to do a video and some bloke came and sat right beside me, between me and the pulpit rock sat over there. 604 metres straight down into the fjord. I'm a metre from the edge. That's quite enough for me, thank you. Maybe a metre and a half. It's enough, but we made it. I did the walk in an hour. It's supposed to take 2 maybe, but it wasn't busy, so I could tromp on. Everywhere you look, the views are simply spectacular. The actual rock itself is about a 25 by 25 metre flat platform on the top, and of course everybody goes out to the edge of that tooth. That is the Instagram photo moment. They get about 200,000 tourists a year, but thankfully today there's only about 50. So here's the Insta boys, all daring each other to go nearer to the edge. They just missed it actually. One of them went to the edge and did a handstand. Well, I had to do it. I'm only there once. So then it was time to have a picnic and sit and watch everybody else just doing their photos and selfies and stuff. It's still a long way down. I get vertigo just watching this video. But then 2 lasses from Germany decided to go up there. They're doing a pose, and then they turned it up to 11. I'm not sure what the Insta boys said about this, but I think the lasses won the best handstand competition, that's for sure. Yep. Nutters. Barking mad. I was frightened just watching that. Well, there we are. Preikestolen done. We've been up here, had a walk, took an hour to get here. It's a tough track though. There was everybody posing doing up there. There was some muscle men guys doing press-ups. There was another one that tried to do a handstand and fell over. And then 2 chickie babes came up and did reverse handstands against each other. And yep, all the blokes disappeared then, so that was pretty good. Anyway, amazing views. Considering this was forecast rain yesterday, it's just been a perfect day for it. It's absolutely still up here as well. 20 degrees, it's been sunny, cloudy. Couldn't have asked for a better day. So let's get back to Wilbur. So we can just take a moment to look down Lysefjord again. The views around this area here are just spectacular. This is the Norway we were hoping to find, and we found it, and it's quiet, just perfect. Boy, is that a sight for sore feet. Let's go and get a drink in the cafe and get going, I think. Well, job done. I've treated myself to a cappuccino after 4 PM. Really pushed the boat out. I think it was worth it. A bottle of water as well. So we'll have this, have a rest for 5 minutes, get the gear on and out of here. And up there, that's the Preikestolen lodge, and you can stay there. There's no camping, but they've got rooms, but I guess you've got to book ahead and stuff. So with that, back to Wilbur. We'll get our bike gear on and just ride the few kilometres down the hill to Preikestolen camping. It's about 5 PM now, so that's a good time to be able to go down there, I think. Well, here's Preikestolen camping. That's pretty good. I think this will do us just night for tonight. It looks a bit soft over there, so I've stayed away from there. So I will pitch the tent here, get sorted out, get the tent up, get a couple of beers from the shop. So getting the hang of the routine, up goes the tent. That's pretty good now. I can do that in 10 minutes. And we can give Wilbur his service, which means all our jobs are done and we can get some food. Well, camp's up, bike's done, checked. The campsite was lovely and peaceful. And then what happened? A busload of 50 Polish people have landed, all with camping gear, and they're now all tearing around the campsite. I don't want to be anywhere near them. 50 of them on a tour bus. That's like Corona heaven. So hopefully they stay well away from me. But anyway, that's the way it is. I can't see how they can run camping buses in the current environment, but they are. But anyway, I'm just going to stay away.
Nie, to jest ciasno.
Be your snacks.
To jest bardziej tu bym powiedziała.
A to mokro jest.
Tu jest mokro?
Mokro, Tomek tam był.
So I'll just wait for the water to boil so I can do my pasta. One thing I forgot to mention earlier is that as soon as we got off that ferry, we were on the Ryfelki route, which is that runs from Oanes to Harra or Roldal, and it's a pretty long route. So we've already done, I don't know, 20k of it or something getting here, and then we're going to continue on that tomorrow. We got the stove on. I've got pasta from last night, so that's okay. We've got some dessert. I've got milk for the morning, for tea and for porridge. So I think we're pretty sorted. Wilbur's run fine. It's the first day in 3 days. I haven't put any oil in the engine compartment, so fingers crossed. I think we've got the oil leak sorted. So we're going to keep a scoreboard of the routes. Here it is. So the RV44, we give that 7 out of 10. That was yesterday. And Jaeren, 3 out of 10. Not so good. Join us next time when we ride the Ryfelki route, when we find some of the most amazing scenery we've seen so far, with lakes and riding past fjords. We take ferry journey number 5. We see even more spectacular scenery, and it's getting better the further north and inland we've been heading. We break down in forests. Oh, that's gone very quiet. Poor Wilbur. And then we coast our way out of forests because the engine stopped working. So the toolkit's out and we're doing roadside repairs to get going again. We get stopped at a tunnel by a man with a lollipop. We get escorted through a tunnel. We do a lot of tunnels this day. We break down in a very dark, narrow, wet tunnel and then get going and have to ride through even more tunnels. We stumble upon the Lake Foss waterfall, and what a sight that is. We hit the Danish pastries hard after all those breakdowns, and finally we're on the Hardanger route. All that and more next time. Join us.